All right, so let's move on to our second seggy, as I like to call it, the second segment. That would be the lie to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is going to be a version of two truths and a lie,
Mm-hmm.
whereby we come up with things not necessarily about ourselves, but about a topic. Whatever.
Could be about ourselves, though, right?
Could be.
Okay.
Yeah. Is yours about yourself?
It's not.
Mine's neither.
Okay.
All right, so it could be light bulbs, and then we could find facts about light bulbs.
Sure.
It could be anything. And what's going to happen here is we did a little bit of research, minimal research.
Minimal. Very minimal.
To find three statements, two of which are true about our object or our thing or our person, and one is completely made up or at least changed enough. It's not, we agreed we were not going to say like, oh, 120,000 golf balls are lost here when it's 119 and expect that. So we're not playing with numbers so much, but more the idea behind the fact. Mm-hmm. And so our goal is to spot the lie or spot the untruth.
Just an aside, Lie to Me.
Yes.
Out probably 10 years ago as a show. Fantastic.
You've told me about that.
It only went 3 seasons or so, but it was really good.
Streaming?
Probably it was. Somewhere? I don't know where anymore, but it was. Check. It was great.
Yeah.
Great show.
We'll have to check and see. And a thumbnail sketch of Lie to Me?
It was about a behavioral analysis. Did I say that right? Behavior. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Analyst?
Analyst.
Okay.
He could read faces, and he helped the FBI solve cases based on facial recognition. And
very cool.
It was really cool. Yeah.
Very cool. Prime Video, it says here. I'm not sure if that's. There you go. It looks like it might be on Hulu too. Mm. So for those of you that have Prime Video or YouTube, check out Lie to Me.
Would like that.
TV 14, so nothing too objectionable.
Nope.
Very good. All right. Well, here we go. So let's go with. Do you want to go first or shall I?
Shall you?
Shall I? All right. So mine is going to be on ice cream. This is a topic that I know for a fact you and I adore ice cream.
Food in general. Anytime you mention food, I know I make the same face. They're probably like, why does he always do that when he talks? I love food.
It's the same feeling as when you hop in a nice warm shower when you've been outside.
Mm-hmm.
It's just comfortable.
Yes, agreed.
Would you like to see that again?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. It was
just almost like you're melting, like warm.
Sort of.
Ice
You're everything relaxes when you talk about food. All right. So here are my 3 ice cream facts.
Hit me with them.
Okay. Number 1, it takes approximately 50 licks to finish 1 scoop of ice cream.
Okay.
Takes approximately 50 licks to finish 1 scoop of ice cream. Mm-hmm. Numero 20. Nationally, vanilla and cookies and cream account for 52% of ice cream sales nationally within the United States.
Okay.
3, John Harrison, whose job it is to taste ice cream for Dryers, ice cream company, has his tongue insured for $1 million. So these are 3 ice cream facts.
Okay.
First one.
Yep.
Just a review.
Just real quick.
It takes approximately 50 licks to finish 1 scoop of ice cream.
Okay.
2, nationally, vanilla and cookies and cream account for 52% of ice cream sales.
Okay.
And 3, John Harrison, whose job it is to taste ice cream for Dryers, has his tongue insured for $1 million.
Okay. The third one I feel like is so out there that I feel like that's true right off the bat. Doesn't mean it is. I just feel that way. I feel like the 50 licks, I feel like that's got to be person to person.
Yes. Now, remember it says approximately.
Approximately is fair. Okay.
So they didn't, it's not like an exact.
Understood.
But do you remember that old Tootsie Roll commercial?
3 licks to get the center.
3? Yeah. Crunch. But he bit, so that didn't count.
And then the second was cookies and cream and vanilla nationally in our.
You're a fan of ice cream, as am I.
Love.
You enjoy a little Cold Stone. You enjoy a little icing on the gig.
The best. Yeah, Cold Stone's probably my favorite.
Yeah. Well, they mix it right on that cold marble right there in front of you.
It's like it's a cold stone or something. Anyway, I am going to say...
I wish I had put that together myself.
I'm going to go with door number B.
B as the falsehood.
B as the falsehood.
As the falsehood. And D would be the nationally vanilla
Yeah,
and
vanilla
cookies
and cookies and cream. I feel like even though cookies and cream and cookie dough are strong flavors, hard for me not to believe that vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry are not still top sellers.
Okay.
With that being said, I literally have no idea if that's the case or not.
Okay.
So I was just kind of going gut. I feel like vanilla and chocolate are probably the two of the strongest.
And you're going number 2.
I'm going not
maybe
as
after the podcast.
Probably afterwards. I will say B.
B.
I will say B.
And the survey says you are correct.
Okay.
It is B. The answer that makes that correct is nationally vanilla and chocolate.
Okay.
Account for 52% of ice cream sales nationally.
Okay.
I thought maybe I could sneak cookies and it was either that or chocolate chip to lie, and I wasn't sure which one you might buy more. I feel
like cookies and cream I would buy more.
Because a lot of people love cookies and cream.
Agreed.
And so I thought, and your Oreos and you were made for each other.
Hand in hand.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind it.
Anyway, we could take a break now if you want to pause and we'll get it back over.
Some Oreos.
All right, here we go. So now it's my turn to. So you got 1 point, and I'm probably going to lose this.
Finally, hopefully you all got a point as well.
I'm going to sit with this look, just the feudal look.
So, as you know, Dirk, I am a huge Marvel fan.
I do know.
I went with some Marvel facts here.
Okay.
I don't think they are. I understand that you are not, or have not, taken a deep dive into Marvel yet, but you are not opposed to it.
No, I love the concept.
Agreed.
I love the first of the Iron Man movies that I saw.
Captain America, you like.
Quite different than I expected. I didn't expect it to be as real life movie, which we talked about. Mm-hmm. But yes, I've not seen most of the Marvel movies.
So I tried to keep it fairly basic.
Generic.
And
so it's like Marvel for Dummies, like a black and yellow Marvel for Dummies book.
I'm not going to say that.
Okay. I'll say it for you.
Okay.
Marvel for Dummies.
There it is. Your first one.
Okay. True.
All right. Let's move on to the next. Okay. Here we go.
Yep.
Thor's weapon is named Mjolnir and was made from the core of a dying star.
Okay.
Second, Tony Stark's Iron Man suit can lift up to 100 tons. That's the weight of an average blue whale.
Okay.
Number 3, Bruce Banner becomes the Hulk after a photon blast that gives him unlimited power and can even jump planets.
No, he's a spider bite.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. So I'm ruling out Thor. I know that Thor is true because it's like, I didn't know how to say it, but it's the Mojinor or something is what I believe, the hammer. I don't know about what it was made from, but the dying star thing works because I feel like it does something with lightning when he uses it. But I could be wrong. Or
you could be.
I could be way off, but I could be way on.
You could be.
So I'm going to rule out Thor, for better or for worse. Bruce Banner.
Oh my gosh, I had an itch on my face. I didn't like that.
That's okay. Would you like me to get that?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Bruce Banner. The second one was how much Tony Stark's suit can lift.
Tony Stark's Iron Man suit, yep.
I have no clue how much his suit can lift. I've seen him lift things in the movie. I did see both the first 2 Iron Man movies.
Okay.
I've seen him do feats of strength that are more than your average individual. So I know he has super strength to a degree. I don't know what his limitations are.
Okay.
And I'm not sure I remember them saying how many tons he could lift, which makes me suspicious.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure that Marvel would need to specify 100 tons. Like, too bad he can't lift 102 tons because that's this. I don't know. So that one's got my spidey sense tingling.
Oh, look at you.
Now, as far as Bruce Banner goes, when I was just a young man,
a wee lad,
I was never tiny.
Okay.
But when I was a young lad living in the sticks, one of the shows that I actually enjoyed watching was it David Baxter? That was his name on the show. David Banner was the doctor, right? David Banner? Bruce Banner, sorry. David somebody was the actor that played Bruce Banner in the original Incredible Hulk TV show that I remember watching when I was little. It's a long way to get there. But I seem to remember in that show, he turned into the Hulk because he took too much gamma radiation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, and in your statement, you said he became the Hulk. How?
Bruce Banner becomes the Hulk after a photon blast that gives him unlimited power, and he can even planet jump.
So, unless the TV show led me astray, I don't think it was from a photon blast. I think it was either a gamma ray injection. I can even see the intro to the show, which was amazing. He would lay there and had like the light crosshairs on his forehead, and then he struggles or something with the machinery. But you know what? They could have strayed from the original story, or that's tough. I'm gonna go with. I know Tony Stark can lift, and I don't think Bruce got it from a photon blast, and I don't think he has unlimited strength. I'm going to go with number 3 as the spot the lie.
Okay, you are in. I'm just kidding. You're correct.
All right.
You are right on. It was not a photon blast. That happens to another superhero.
I would not have known that except for the TV show that I used to watch.
Well, that's good that you used to watch it.
Yeah,
it was gamma radiation.
I love that show because this guy was like this normal looking dude, but then he would turn it. You'd see you know what they showed first? Mm-hmm. His eyes would turn. Maybe I'll drop a picture in from it, but his eyes would always. He would get beat up, or he would be wronged, or somebody would be in hurt, and somebody would punch him, and he would like knock down, and then when he popped up, the first thing where his eyes would change, and you just knew.
Yellow, green,
and then the clothes would split, and in that show, who played the Hulk once he turned into the Hulk?
Lou
Ferrigno.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, did you ever watch that show?
No.
Oh. But you knew Lou Ferrigno played the Hulk?
No, I didn't.
You really guessed? You had to know.
I do.
You're messing with me. This is where you make me look stupid for believing you.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so gullible.
Here we go.
All right. Well, let's move on, shall we?
Sure.
We both won. 1-1.
We did. That's a loss. Actually, it's a tie, so nobody wins.
We're tied for first.
I don't do ties. Oh. Tiebreaker.
Flip a coin?
Sure.
All right. I'm thinking of a number, odds or evens. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Odds.
You win. Oh, that was a waste of time.
Yep.
All right. You win. You win again.
I'm just
No,
kidding.
that was fair because I won the last one.
Sure.
You won this one.
No, I didn't win. We tied. A tie is fine. I was just joking.
No, it's about me. It's about me. This is kind of a funny story that happened a little while ago. So I like to, in my spare time, do a little woodworking.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was good at building things. And, over the years, working with wood is something that I enjoy. It gives me a chance to be creative. So I've decided lately that I'm going to start making little wooden signs. I thought, okay, I'm going to get some pallet wood. That seems to be what's in style now. People are making things out of pallet wood. And I'm going to create little signs with little sayings like everybody seems to like to decorate their house with these days. By the way, we're coming to you again from BLG Studios, Basement Studios in Dalesville. Mm-hmm. Studio 1. We're back to Studio 1
Back to Studio 1.
And so I thought, well, maybe I'll try to make some of these. It'll be fun. It's a hobby. If I can make a few bucks to fund the hobby, then even if I break even, it gives me something to do that doesn't cost me anything that I have fun with. Mm-hmm. And then, long story short, we ended up getting one of those newfangled Cricut machines, thanks to your mama-in-law who had told us about them. And so I've been playing around with making signs and designs and having a lot of fun. So I was out in the garage, and I had some plywood, and I was cutting some strips of plywood. I was breaking down pallets, and I was using a table saw. Now, I don't mean to insult anyone's intelligence, but for people that don't know what a table saw is, essentially, it is its name. It's a table, and then the saw blade comes up out of the table. So you have your platform, and the saw blade comes up like this to cut, and then you slide the wood across it to cut your pieces. Well, it moves at a rapid clip. Yeah, it's high RPM.
There you go.
And I have been using table saws and woodworking stuff since I was a kid, since my dad taught me, so 40 plus years. And I was being very careful. I had on, some safety equipment, but I'm working in my garage. It was cold and dry, so my hands were kind of dry. So I was running the wood across the saw, and before anybody gets weird here, I didn't cut anything.
No.
So I didn't lose it. I still have 10
digits.
So I'm pushing the wood across, and I'm making several repeated cuts. I push the wood across, grab the board, set it out of the way, bring the wood back, make another cut. I'm just trimming the same amount off of each board because I'm making rips of the same width. And unfortunately, as I pushed one board through the saw, I went to reach for it, to grab it. My hand looks really big in the camera when I reach forward like that. And I went to lift it up, and because my hands were dry,
Fell.
it slipped out of my hand. I just didn't have the grip.
So no gloves doing this.
No, you don't wear gloves when you work with a saw.
Okay.
Because any of that fabric that can get caught in the blade would rip your hand in farther.
Makes sense.
So yeah, you use a push stick.
Okay.
To push it through, but once it's past it, I don't have a large outfeed table, which is where the wood goes after it. So I can't just push it off without it falling on the floor.
Right.
So I reach in, I grab it, I lifted it up to bring it back to set it off to the side in my pile. And when I did, it slipped out of my hand and unfortunately landed on the blade, which spins towards you from the work surface. You're pushing it into the blade, cutting towards you.
Yep.
So, of course, it kicks that piece of wood, and it's about a 12-inch square piece of wood and maybe half-inch thick plywood. Yeah. Not a very heavy piece of wood, but it
moving that fast, though.
Yeah, at a ridiculous clip, and hit me about, I would say, 6 inches to the right of my navel in the stomach. Now, I am a large guy. I do have a lot of extra padding there, but it immediately felt like I had been hit by a fastball or a line drive off a bat in the gut.
Right.
Didn't knock the wind out of me. Board fell on the floor.
You felt it.
Oh, I felt it. Maybe took a half step back. Just like, wow, that was an impact.
Yeah.
Bent down, turned off the table saw, picked up the piece of wood, laid it aside, and just stood there. Stood up for a second and took inventory.
Get your bearings.
First thing I said, my aunt will be proud of me and my mom for this, was thank you, Lord, that didn't hit me in the face.
Right.
If it would have come up and hit me in the face, I'd have been out.
Yeah.
And nobody else was home at the time.
That's
my
scary.
wife was out with the kids.
Right.
So I would have been laying there in a pool of my own blood until somebody came home. And I went, thank you, God, for not letting that kick up and hit me in the eye or in the face or in the, I had glasses on, of course, but I didn't wear a face shield.
That wasn't going to protect you from your,
no, not from that thrust. Right. And so I walked over, got a drink of my beverage, took about 30 seconds. There's a long story in this, but ever since I was a kid, my dad always taught me I always talk about my dad. My mom taught me a lot too, but my dad was hard as a dad. He was always hard on me. And his hard lesson was you handle the situation first, you deal with the emotion later. Because especially in an emergency. Now that's paid off a lot in my life.
Sure. But
when you're young and you're learning that lesson, it always felt like he was just being cruel.
Right.
But we'd had motorcycles and I would have an accident. Get up, stop crying, pick up your motorcycle, get up. And I always thought, I'm 7 and I'm hurt. And shouldn't you be crying for it? Shouldn't you be like pampering me? But throughout my life, I've noticed certain times where something serious had happened and I handle it before I react.
Yep.
So I walk over to the workbench, I get a drink, I'm standing there and I'm like, I should probably look at this, but I didn't want to.
Of course not.
It hurts.
Yes.
And I'm looking down at the floor. I don't see any blood, which is a good sign.
A good sign right away.
Bend over, lift up my shirt a little bit, and there is an indentation, probably 2 inches by a half an inch. What happened was when the board hit, it hit on the corner, but it hit flat.
Okay.
But it was thrown into me such that
hard.
It was immediately blue right around the cut. And so I thought, this is not good.
Yeah.
Not good. But I was only bleeding just a teeny bit. It was literally a compression hit. It wasn't a cut.
Wow. Yeah.
And I thought, wow, okay, I got pretty darn lucky.
Yeah, for the circumstances, yeah.
Cleaned it up, a little blood here, put a little bandage on it, wiped it off, kept going, just finished up what I was doing. Woke up the next morning. Happened to glance at myself in the mirror.
Sure.
And noticed that area now had a bruise, I would say probably 6 inches in diameter.
Not the same color as you normally are.
No. And when I say blue,
yeah, I'm
talking ink blue. I'm talking dyed blue.
I wish I knew, but yeah.
So.
I'm sorry.
No,
your
it's
time.
okay.
It's your time.
No, I wasn't thinking about that.
No,
all
I
those
could
pictures
see.
I sent you were
I
wasted.
could see. I was kidding.
But it was not good. Now, I let it go because I'm a typical guy, right? I don't want to go, or maybe typical anybody. I don't want to go to the doctor.
Right.
It's a bruise.
Yep.
It's going to be fine. By the second day, the area had sufficiently spread.
Okay.
Now we're talking maybe a foot in diameter. And it was getting darker and bluer and bluer and bluer. And I thought the impact, still weeping a little bit.
Yeah.
Still had a bandage on it. And not good.
Yeah.
To fast forward the story, and by the way, for those of you who are squeamish, I plan to put up not a very revealing, it's not grotesque, but just to prove to you how bad this got.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, my wife said to me, it had spread almost from my navel all the way around to like the side, my side.
You got to go.
And it was probably 8 to 10 inches tall.
I remember.
It was huge.
Yeah.
And so my wife said, look, you got to go to the ER. And I said, I don't want to go.
Right.
Well, we have a friend.
I don't
want to go. It's like I'm 7 again. I don't want to go.
My son.
And she's like, well, we got this trip coming up. We were getting ready to take a vacation.
Sure.
And, I don't want you to have trouble with it. And my only worry was if I could have been still bleeding internally.
Okay.
Because the area kept spreading.
Right.
And this is now 3-4 days later. And I'm thinking, do I have some internal bleeding going on? And there was a place right where it happened that was hard as a brick. It was like somebody dropped a river stone down in there. So we have a friend who's a nurse, and she's actually a nurse practitioner, and she works in maternity and delivery, but hey, nurse is a nurse.
Right.
So I called her and I said, can I send you a couple pictures? Would you? She's like, well, I'm coming right by your house on my way home. I'll stop by. I said, that's even better. A house call.
Yep. And see him in person.
And she is not an alarmist because she works around injuries and hurt people all the time. She's not, she doesn't go, she doesn't freak out. So I'm like, I said, if Kelly thinks I have to go, I'll go.
Yeah.
But if she says no, then you have to. Kelly walks in. Hey, how you doing? I give her a hug. I said, yeah, this is what happened. And she goes, let me see. And I lift my shirt and I show her the area that was injured. And she immediately goes,
you knew.
Right away, the gasp.
Going.
Right away.
Gotta go.
Doesn't even mask it, could you?
Right. Help me out a little bit.
And she goes, oh, Dirk. And I'm like, oh.
Yep.
And she's like, do you mind if I? And I was like, no. So she puts her hand and she's feeling around and she goes, it's not really warm, so I don't think there's an infection or anything, but that's crazy. She goes, I'm thinking,
you got a chance. You got a shot here.
She's like, I don't know. I don't know. And then the little
you knew right away.
Left and right.
Yep.
And I'm like, and my wife's like,
yeah, she wants it.
She's waiting.
She
can't wait to send me to the doctor.
Yeah.
She wants to inconvenience me. She loves it. She was like, you'll see that again?
Oh, I bet.
She wants me to go.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding. No. She just wants me to be safe.
Sure.
So she finally says, you got to go.
Yeah.
I would ER that. That was her terminology. I guess that's how they say it in hospital talk. She goes, I would ER that. She said, because if you go to an urgent care.
I'm going to start using that, by the way.
Yeah. She said, if you go to urgent care, they're not going to have the ability to look inside.
Right.
And they're just going to send you to the ER anyway. So just go to the ER.
It's a wasted trip.
Now, I will tell you that the ER where we live, I've been there several times for myself and my kids through their lifetime, And I love our ER. Okay. I know most people complain about their hospital in their local town, and our hospital doesn't get great ratings necessarily, but I have always had the nicest people. Now, part of it is maybe because I go in there with a nice attitude.
Could be.
Like I go in, yes, ma'am. Hi, how are you? Thank you for helping me. Like I'm always kind to people. I try to be, not always kind to people, but I'm always kind to those people. And I had the same experience again. I went in there. I said, this is what happened. Even when I broke my ankle, I walked in there and the people were nice. Yeah. But I walked in and I said, this is what happened. Okay, have a seat. We'll get you triaged in a minute. They called me into the triage. I explained to the lady what happened. She looked at it. She goes, let me call over to I don't know what they called it, rapid something ER. And she goes, let me call. No, this was good.
Oh, okay.
She said, because you don't really need tests or anything. You don't need blood work or anything. She goes, you just probably need a scan. And I'm like, exactly. Yep. She's like, well, we have a separpt little rapid emergency room. And she's like, let me call the doctor and see if you would qualify. Picks up the phone. Hi, doc, so-and-so. I have a guy. And she explains. Yep. She goes, just come with me. You don't have to let's just walk right over there. She walked me right over to the urgent care. There were like 3 or 4 people in the room. It was the best. I had a young doctor, who reminded me of Pete Buttigieg.
Okay.
The guy, Mayor Pete. Young guy, I don't know. Pete's kind of young. Young guy, short, had the hairdo the same way. Very nice, very pale. Looked like he hadn't been outside in 2 years. But very, very friendly guy. Hey, what's up? What happened? Oh man, that's a good one. Let me see. Okay. He goes, oh wow, That's a good one.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. He said, let's get a sonogram? Sonogram, I think.
Okay.
MRI, sonogram? I don't know. Anyway, it was through a donut. I had to go through the donut. Not
I don't mind that.
not the sealed one. Not
Oh
the
yeah, I don't like
sealed.
that.
I don't know if I could do one of those.
Yeah, I don't like
so I
that.
guess this is MRI.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was through like an open one.
Mhm.
Even that, with the arms up over your head, when it gets to the point where they're like, don't move, and my face is close to
I don't like
things,
that. Stop.
I
Yeah.
we've
don't
talked
like
about how I don't like my arms restrained. I don't think I could stand being in handcuffs for that reason.
Yeah,
if
no.
I ever got arrested, I don't. So went through that. He came back. He goes, nope, there's nothing. He goes, CAT scan maybe, was it? I don't remember. And I said, well, what does that look like exactly? He goes, well, come over here to the computer. I'll show you. So he takes me behind the little desk, back to his little workstation, and pulls up pictures of me. And I could see like slices of me.
Mhm.
You know how they, look down at you from above.
Yeah.
Basically, it just slices you. He's like, here are your kidneys. Here's your this. Here's your that. See all this white stuff? That's all that blood mass. That's all that. And I said, okay. And what is this? There was like an inner wall, which was cool. He's like, yeah, that's like the abdominal cavity. He said, see, there's nothing inside there. So that way we know it's not internal bleeding. It's
right.
just a hematoma,
Mhm.
which is like, doctor speak for
Yeah.
bruise, I guess.
Right.
You go to school, you get a degree, you think you got to talk in fancy words. So he basically sent me home. He said, it's going to take 6 weeks and you're going to
Jeez.
see a whole rainbow of colors.
6 weeks.
So at some point here, maybe right here, I'll show you the picture. I'll drop it in of the worst bruise part, and you can take a look. So if you notice there in the picture, you can see it started from that one point of impact and just spread to all over.
To everywhere.
Everywhere, pretty much. And what I didn't know was they said just gravity makes blood spread, even when you have that injury. So standing up while we teach, it would have drained down. Laying on my side when I sleep, it drains to the side.
Understood.
So they said it's not unusual for a bruise to grow
Spread
like that because
Okay.
of gravity. Just
Mhm.
the blood reacts to gravity, same as everything else. So needless to say, now, I don't know how far after we are, maybe 2 months. I have a minor hard spot there still that's healing, but the bruise has all gone away, which is wonderful. But I guess,
Back to your normal shade.
yeah, suffice to say, off-white. Suffice to say, that's it.
That's
But scary nonetheless. And I could hear my dad in my ear going, "You dummy! Why didn't you do?" I'm sure there's
But
something
you
I could have
handled
done
it.
differently.
handled it well though.
Yes, and I went to get it checked out,
Yeah.
which was the responsible thing to do. That
Mhm.
nobody loves to go to the
No.
hospital. But let me tell you this: I was in and out of the ER.
Let me guess.
Okay,
Hour 15.
70 minutes.
I was
Hour
That
and
was
10.
darn close.
Yeah, you went again. 5 minutes. Yeah, 70 minutes because of
Pretty
the
good at that
rapid. Every other time I go there, it's been about 4 hours to
Wow.
get in and out of the ER.
Wow.
But
Well, the rapid
like
that
when I
rapid
had
unit-
chlorine in my eye, that was a 4-hour visit. You didn't know about that?
No.
Okay. Liquid bleach right in the eye.
That's not okay.
And had to have they put a contact on with a hose and they put saline and it rinsed my eye out for like 20 minutes at a time. That was uncomfortable.
That
And
sounds
cold.
terrible.
It was cold.
Mm.
Really weird. Anyway, so that's our segment 2. Feel like it was a pretty boring story, but it was
That's
it was significant.
tough. Yeah,
It scared me.
absolutely.
And when I flipped over the piece of wood, the huge gouge out of the bottom of the piece of wood, I couldn't even use it. I had to throw it away.
Oof. I'm sorry to hear that.
It's worse.
It's the worst part of the story.
Anyway, all right. Well, that's my songs about me for today. We're ready to move on, I think, to segment number 3.
Yep.
Now, segment number 3, we
Start the timer.
I did not start the timer, but I did
I'm
now.
on top of it today.
I'm very grateful for you. And I mean that honestly. I was not.
You were Beydrowing.
I was.
It's
There was
fine.
no.
It's fine.
There was not even a hint of Beydrow.
Okay, there was definitely a hint, but that's fine.
All right. Well, anyway,
Mm-hmm.
we're going on to segment 3.
Okay.
Segment that I will enjoy probably as much as any segment we do, because
We might enjoy it just in the both of us more than anybody else will, I think.
Yes. Now, a little backstory, as always, for the first time that we play this game. You turned me onto the TV show Impractical Jokers.
Yes, a long time ago.
And it's, for those of you that don't watch it, essentially it's for very good high school friends who put themselves in uncomfortable or embarrassing situations for just their own pleasure, because that's what guys like to do.
Yeah.
And some of the segments that they put on their TV show have to do with not making each other or trying to make each other laugh. And the goal is whoever's the last person to laugh or whoever laughs the least wins.
Mhm.
So the goal of the game, as our game Make Us Laugh, is to
Not
keep a straight face.
right.
And so what we're going to use are one-liners. I think there was an old comedian, I think his name was Henny Youngman, who was, I think his nickname was King of the One-Liners. It was way before my time.
Okay.
But he would come out and just deliver a one-liner. Nowadays, those kind of jokes get the phrase dad jokes, or, because they're puns or they're plays on words, which I frankly think is intelligent humor.
And funny, yeah.
But a lot of people...
It misses on
yeah.
some, yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So our rules are, if we show teeth...
I'm going to be so bad at this.
Okay. I'm hoping so. I haven't beat you at a game yet.
Yeah, right.
If you show teeth or an involuntary noise towards laughing, a snicker,
okay.
a guffaw, a chortle, a full laugh.
Chortles, you could have stopped that chortle.
Okay.
That was a good one. You know who would not be good at this game?
Your brother.
He probably not, but
Okay.
one more.
Oh, your brother's father.
Yeah,
Your dad.
Deepa.
Yeah, Deepa would.
Oh,
He would struggle.
he would struggle.
Yeah. Well, we were just talking about this the other
And he
night,
was laughing.
and he was laughing.
Yeah.
We didn't even use any.
No.
All right. Well, here we go.
Let me get mine ready here.
All right. Would you like to go first, or shall I?
I need to get in character.
Okay. In character.
Yeah, I have
Like we're putting on a production of Cinderella here.
It's going to be tough for me not to laugh because they're going to be so stupid. And
Here's
those
the thing,
are the funny ones.
and I'm going to look right
into
in your
the
eyes.
windows of my soul.
And so it's going to be triggy.
Ugh.
Triggy.
All right. Hold on. Here we go.
Remember, smiling is fine.
Smiling
You
is
can
fine.
smile all day. Just no teeth
Okay.
and no... Okay. Here we go.
Hold on. God. This is going to be bad. All right. Just don't look at me.
I have to. I think eye contact makes it harder.
There we go.
All right. I'll write down each time I laugh,
Okay.
and you
I
can
can
do the
keep track
same
of
for yourself.
Yep.
Okay. So here's my first one. Those pens, you notice how hard the tops come off of these pens?
Just hit
Okay.
me with it so I can get this
Here we
over
go.
with.
My wife told me
Mhm.
that she wanted me to stop impersonating a flamingo.
Mhm.
So I had to put my foot down.
Mm. Solid. What do fish say when they hit a concrete wall? Damn.
Strong.
Okay.
Enjoyed it?
Mhm.
The other day I went to the store to
Mhm.
buy some camouflage pants. Couldn't find any.
That's tough. Tough week. Mm-hmm. Tough when you can't find what you're looking for.
Yeah.
What do you call a mobster buried in cement? Some people might call him a hardened criminal.
Because he's in the cement.
That's why.
I heard on the news there's a bunch of break-ins at the parking garage downtown.
Oh no.
I think that's wrong on so many levels.
It is. Hey, did you?
I'm over here.
Uh-huh. Did you hear that they started putting barcodes on the ships in Norway?
What? I don't know. The setup. What the? Yes.
Let's rewind.
Okay.
Did you hear they started putting barcodes on the ships in Norway?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they did it so they can scan the Navy in.
That's your best one so far.
I feel like that's
setup.
strong.
The setup alone, I couldn't. There's no way to even predict where that one was
But
going to go.
I like Scandinavian. Is good.
And you got me one.
All right.
You got me
It's
one.
1-1. Okay.
That's great. Oh, I got you 1-1?
Yeah, I
Oh.
I laughed early on.
Oh, okay.
I made a noise, and you said noises count, so
Okay.
I'm being truthful, Dirk.
Well, I am too. I am as well.
Oh God. Oh, okay. Let me get back in. Don't look at me yet. Okay, here we go. That doesn't count. The eyes got me. Here we go.
All right. So that was, I was channeling Joe Gatto's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to die peacefully in my sleep when I go,
Okay.
not screaming and yelling like the passengers in my grandfather's car.
That's
And I messed that one up a little bit.
okay.
It's supposed to be, I want to die peacefully in my sleep like my grandfather, not screaming and yelling like the passengers in his car.
There it is.
So I botched it.
I'm glad.
No laugh for me.
I'm glad.
If I'd have gotten that one right,
That would
maybe I'd have a
that
chance.
would have been strong.
Okay.
Because that's a little morbid.
This one won't count, but can I deliver it properly?
Sure.
I want to die peacefully in my sleep like my grandfather, not screaming and yelling like the passengers in his car.
There it is.
Better that
Feel
way.
better.
Much
Feel better
better.
about that one.
I'm frustrated because that was one of my strong ones. I thought I could get a point there.
Yeah, I like that.
All right.
Why didn't Han Solo enjoy his steak dinner?
I never know if I'm supposed to answer, but I don't know.
It was chewy. That was for my star. That was for my Deepak right there.
Shout out to the Star Wars people. Am I right, ladies?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When life gives you melons,
Mm-hmm.
you might be dyslexic.
Let me pull this back up. I just wanted to let you know that 6:30 is my favorite time of the day, hands down. I thought I was going to get you on that one.
The fact that
It took you a second.
I thought there was more,
That's it.
and then when you stopped, I had to process it.
Mm-hmm. I thought I was going to get you on that one.
That's a really thoughtful one.
Appreciate that.
That's very good.
I mean, I can't take credit for it.
I understand, but that's
Agreed. Okay.
I like that one a lot. That's put a star next to that's
Okay.
my favorite so
All
far.
right.
Don't you hate it when people answer their own questions?
Yeah.
I do.
That reminds me of one I have in here. How many paranoid people does it take to change a light bulb? Who wants to know? Thank you for looking away. I was paranoid.
Well, while we're on this train, my uncle has not really funny. He has schizophrenia,
Oh shoot.
multiple personalities, but
Yeah.
he's good people.
He is good.
I got myself.
He is good people. You know why that was funny is because we always
I got myself.
in my family we always say he's good. Like they're good people.
Yeah.
So that would got me a little bit. I didn't get a laugh. You got yourself. But
because I like that one.
what do you think? How many more? We got two more, three more.
I don't remember. That was number 7.
Okay.
I think. So we have. You have your 7. Did you go first or did I?
I don't know.
I think
But
I did.
we can do a few more.
Okay.
We?
Yeah. I can do 3 more.
Okay.
You want to do 3 more?
That's fine. I don't
Okay.
care. That one almost got me because you got yourself.
Did I start with flamingo?
You did.
Okay. So then you do 1, and then we'll do 2 more after that.
Okay.
Each. Okay.
Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana. Hmm.
Mhm.
They do.
The other day,
Mhm.
you'd be happy to know.
Yeah.
The other day, I played a round of golf.
Wow, good for you.
Takes a lot of balls to play the way I do.
Mm. Sure does. Everyone knows. I feel like everyone knows that Albert Einstein was a genius. His brother Frank, though, a real monster. There's some depth there. Thought I might sneak one in there, but maybe not.
It's very, very strong.
There.
I spent my time figuring out how far away it was from the actual name.
Understood.
Not far.
Not far.
Not far at all. Good.
Frank and
Good. All right, here's my last effort.
Okay.
If you don't laugh, you win.
I'm not going to laugh. I might laugh. I won't. I'll be honest.
You know, most people are shocked when they find out how bad of an electrician I am.
Look away from me. Is
No
that fair to
chance.
hold eye contact?
Dang it. Well, you win, but go ahead.
So I don't have to give you my last
You
one?
don't. It's bottom of the ninth, and
All
you're
right.
ahead. But go ahead. You want to save it or give it? Give it. Go ahead and give it. The audience wants to. You want to hear it?
Nobody
don't you?
wants to hear it. I'll give you. I'll keep some of the strong ones I have then.
Okay.
And two guys walk into a bar, and you think one of them would have ducked.
Yeah. I mean,
I would have.
not the first one.
No, the
The second
one.
one.
You thought would have ducked.
Well,
Some
you did
of those
very
were
better than you thought.
very better.
Yeah.
Some of those were difficult not to.
Yeah. Which one was your favorite? Going back. I like that they're good people.
They're good people was funny, especially because I have ties to that saying. I think that's why it almost got me.
Your parents have said that about our family.
Yep.
Like, I appreciate
They're
that
good
when they
people.
get good people. I skipped
Honestly-
over.
Oh, go ahead.
I know that they say money talks, but all mine says is goodbye. Cute, but lame.
Yeah, I
didn't
probably
like that
wouldn't
one.
have gotten one.
So I skipped.
Honestly, the flamingo. I like the flamingo joke you started with about putting your foot down. I thought that was
Cute.
funny. Yeah.
Cute. All right. Well,
You lose.
2-1. I laughed twice. You only
Well,
laughed once.
Honestly, you laughed once at mine and once at
And
yourself.
once at my house. So I beat myself.